I was in Florida for a few days, and the last day I was in Florida, so that was last week Thursday, my wife, it was raining a little bit, it wasn't so nice, so we wanted to go shopping. We decided we're going shopping. There's a place called not Sawmills, something else. Sawgrass, thank you. A single person would not know that, don't worry. Sawgrass, and it's a huge, crazy, huge mall, and it's in Fort Lauderdale, and it's very close to the airport. So I left Miami at 2 o'clock, figuring Mincha was at 5. In Florida, it's a little bit different than over here. It's an hour later. So Mincha was at 5:20. So I called up the shul in Fort Lauderdale, and they told me Mincha was at 5:20. Fine. To make a long story short, I got so lost that at 5 to 5, I finally got to the mall. And I called up the shul that was in Fort Lauderdale, actually in something, not really Fort Lauderdale, it's on the North Palm, whatever, I don't know exactly what it was. But anyway, I called up, I said, how long does it take me to get from Sawgrass to your shul, to the Young Israel of wherever that was? She said, 40 minutes. I said, no, that's not good. Because it's, what time do you daven mincha? She said 5:20. Because all over Florida it's 5:20. I'm like, can I make it in 25 minutes? She said, it's 5 to 5, it's rush hour. At least 40 minutes. Now, I don't miss Minyan. And here I'm thinking, to go shopping, I'm going to miss Minyan? It's not normal. I mean, how did I get in such a situation like this? But Lamaisa, I left with enough time, I just got very, very lost. So, my wife was sitting next to me and she said, why don't you ask her if there's a shul that's closer to Sawgrass, no, it's called Sawgrass Malls, if there's a shul closer, but there is no really big town that's closer. So I said to her, well, do you know, I'm in the mall, do you know anything closer? She said, there's a Lubavitcher shul, I don't know if they have a minyan every day, in Plantation. I said, where's Plantation? I said, Plantation is 15 minutes from the mall. I said, beautiful, 15 minutes, I'll get there on time. Fine, but they don't know if there's a minyan there all the time. I call the shul, there's no answer. Okay, but they tell you the address. So I now drop my wife off at the mall, and I'm going to find this shul. The shul is in a strip mall near a Walgreens off some kind of street in a place called Plantation, which I never heard of. I got lost going from Miami to Fort Lauderdale. I'm definitely not going to find this shul within 20 minutes in a place that I have no idea where I am. So what I did is I went one block at a time, and at the corner of every block, I asked the person in the car, how do I get to this, how do I get to that? To make a long story short, it's 5:15, it's 5:20, it's 5:25, I don't know if there is a minyan, and if there is a minyan, I missed it already because I'm late, and I'm so lost. And finally I come to this Walgreens, and I remember her saying on the tape, we're in a Walgreens, I come to the Walgreens, and there's like 100 signs of the different things in the mall, and it says Chabad. And I'm like, okay, even if I missed the minyan, it's for Shoigeg, at least I can daven in shul, because even if you miss a minyan, you should daven in the shul. Like I'm driving up, there's a guy standing outside the door, right? He goes, we need a minyan, you're the man. I walked in, I was the 10th guy. So, wait, I'm not done. So, I'm the 10th guy, I come into the shul, I sit down, we're exactly 10. I'm saying, I now understand, because I'm a big shot, right? So I now understand why I had to get lost. Because if I wouldn't have gotten lost, I would have gone to Fort Lauderdale, these guys wouldn't have had a minyan. So my whole getting lost and all the kvetching and screaming and getting upset that I'm not going to make minyan was only to make a minyan and to help these people. Okay? Maybe yes, maybe no. Because probably if I wouldn't have been there, they would have called somebody else, they would have gotten the minyan anyway. But, so we have this minyan. Now there's a guy in this minyan, an older man, who I'm looking at, and I know this man. Okay, now I'm saying to myself, you don't know anyone in Plantation, Florida, but I know this man. But, I'm not going to make a fool out of myself and go over to him and say, so I finish mincha, this man comes running over to me, Rabbi Wallerstein, right? You're Rabbi Wallerstein. I'm like, I'm not speaking tonight. Forget it. He says, no, you're Rabbi Wallerstein. I'm like, yeah. He goes, my grandchildren were in your class. And then I put it together, I knew who he was, he's a kohen, his name is Dweck, whatever it is. He says, I want you to daven Arvit, I want you to be the chazan. So I don't need to be chazan, whatever it is. Anyway, He puts me up as Chazan. He wants me to be Chazan. It's a kavod to them that I should daven for the Amid because I'm Rabbi Wallerstein, whatever. I finished Ma'ariv. I'm walking out the door. By the way, it was pizza night there. It's a teeny little shul. They have like a whole 15 people, 20, so they're kids. They bring there one night a week, which is Thursday night for pizza. So the pizza came from Fort Lauderdale. It looked like it was like a couple of months old. So I passed on the pizza, and as I'm walking out, so a guy walks over to me and says, "Thank you for davening," and hands me $20. I said, no, I'm not that kind of rabbi. He said, he got a little bit insulted. I made a mistake. I should have taken the $20 because he got a little insulted. I said, no, give it to tzedakah. I don't dam for the Amid, whatever. Anyway, so he walks away, and there's a guy walking me out, and he says to me, "So you're a rabbi, you're a rebbe, you're a teacher, I said, "Yeah." He says, and I'm sorry I don't have it because I told him to look on TorahAnytime.com. I wanted him to see this shir because what I'm about to say, and I don't have his name. I lost his name, but it's like sort of important. So he comes up and he says, "I want to tell you who I am." I'm like, "Who are you?" He says, "My name is so-and-so." I said, "Okay." He says, "You don't recognize my name?" I'm like, "No." He says, "I was on the Olympic soccer team 5 times for the Israeli soccer team. I'm an Olympic soccer player. You never heard my name?" I'm like, "I'm really sorry, if you're not on the Yankees or the Giants, and I don't really know the Olympic, soccer team from Israel exactly." But so he says, so he tells me his story, and the story is that he was an Olympic champion, and he was, as a kid already, an Olympic champion. He was on an Israeli team. He told me which team, but they're not the best team in Eretz Yisrael, but he got stuck because they owned him. There's all kinds of different rules in their sports, whatever it was, and he got hurt. And he broke his ankle or something, and he was never that good anymore. He's still good, but he was never that good anymore. And then his father died, and he ended up starting to say Kaddish. And it's something that I've seen all my life is everyone thinks that Kaddish that one says for his parents when they pass away is for them. It's for you. And I cannot tell you how many, not thousands, how many hundreds of thousands of Jewish people became Bal Tshuvas late in their life when they had no choice but to go to shul, because even irreligious people feel that for that year, they owe their parents to go say Kaddish. So a lot of people come to shul that, they read the Kaddish even in English. And that, coming to shul and meeting people and giving tzedakah and Shabbos, that's like the last chance a person has to do tshuva and come back. And I've seen it so many times that Kaddish brought people back to, wasn't really the parent that they're helping, but they help themselves. Because they have to come to shul and their whole life changes. And there's a lot of people that tell you they never went to Minyan, so they have to say Kaddish. Once they say Kaddish, they never miss Minyan again. So this guy tells me, I wasn't so good anymore, and my father passed away, and I started saying Kaddish, and I started getting religious, and the whole story I'm telling you for the last line that he told me. And he said, I used to walk in to the sports arena, and I heard 50,000 people scream my name. He's a pretty famous guy. I'm sure if there's any Israelis here, if I said the name, you'd say, "What? You didn't know who he was?" Like, But a very famous guy. He said 50,000 people would scream my name. He says, "Do you know what I do now?" He says, "I'm a chazan." He has a beautiful voice. He says, "I don't have 50,000 people screaming my name, but I got hundreds of people screaming Amen." And I said, wow. That to him today, hearing Amen when he davens for the Amid gives him the same or more appreciation and happiness than when he used to walk into an arena where there were 50,000 people screaming your name. He says, now they scream Hashem's name. So I said, you know what? Now I understand. You didn't need me for a minyan. I needed to hear this story. That's why I ended up in Plantation. So I think you guys know how I feel about minyan, but that a person who makes it his business not to miss minyan, no matter what you do, because Baruch Hu will give you siyata d'shmaya, not only to make a minyan, to be part of a minyan, but to learn something from every minyan that you go to. So I feel that, it's an important story that I just want to repeat. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Chabura tonight, but I promised him that I would tell over the story. When he said that to me, he says, 50,000 people, you could see in his eyes that he was going back to when he, used to walk into the soccer Olympics. Hello, Olympics. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? And they're all screaming. All the Israeli fans are screaming his name. And now he says Yiskadav Yiskadav Shmei Rabba, and everybody's screaming Amen. And he's like, wow,